Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy Coach DC coming back at you today with another video. And today, man, we're going to talk about why touch is so important. It's a topic we've touched on a few times, but it's just like now that I'm really incorporating using like the read system stuff. Like, watch this right here. Normally, I couldn't make this throw right there just simply because I couldn't go through I wouldn't be patient enough to wait on that guy to get open. But one thing I noticed is, like, when you make a lot of these throws, a lot of times we bullet past the ball, and when the ball comes out, it's like attracting bees. It's like the faster the pass, the more steam you have on the pass, the faster the defense reacts to it. And so even in a lot of these little short area style passes, I'm using a lot of touch. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily high balls. That's not a high ball. That's revamp right there. But even, you know, when I was using, I went back and looked at some clips. Even when I was using placement and accuracy, you remember at the beginning of the year we didn't have revamped on Madden, and so even when I was using placement, I was using, touches. It was like king. You can still, even though you're using placement and accuracy, you can still use touch, and I'll show you in a few clips in this video. But the thing about using touches is this drop right here. You see how that pass drops in between the defenders, and then I'm able to stop, you know, the receiver and kind of go up in a spot and come down almost in that same spot. That was a wild animation right there. But a lot of times, if I zip that pass right there in there, then that defender he's probably gonna make a play on that. But a lot of times we don't allow the speed of the receiver to naturally take over on passes. Like, sometimes the ball has to stay in the air in order for that speed to come into play, or the size. And so, yeah, that was insane right there. But it's like if you're throwing to the leverage, or if you're using like the precision accuracy like stuff, but if you're throwing to like the right spots, you see how that normally is pretty difficult, you know, to get that ball over that defender. That easy and not really be worried about it. But it's like once you make the throws with a certain amount, you get used to using touch on passes, man, you'll just start to see the natural arc in the drop in the ball, and the leverage will kind of play itself out in the timing that you go for the pad. The timing that you go for the ball. And so a lot of times y'all like, okay, here we go. Yeah. So even that right there, even though that looks like a bullet pass on placement and accuracy, or placement, whatever that was, it has a lot of touch in there. Because if I throw that ball too fast, that front side safety or that front side defender is going to be able to, like, you know, get in between. Even like on the deeper post routes right there, beautiful. Because there's the ball is thrown out of the break, which is still the timing mechanism, but you see like the touch. And so remember to hold your leads, fellas. Remember, you don't just tap the button. You know, if you want to throw it, touch is kind of like taking a shot on 2K. It's like, yeah, you have to hold the button, the right amount of pressure on the button, and the right amount of time. You know, the way you press the button, I've been saying this for years, the way you press the button is important. You know, my Mechanics Bible, college football guy, all the guys who frequent my stuff, y'all know what I'm saying. But it's like, for guys who don't know, the way you press the button is super important. when you're making passes, excuse me. Well, basically everything on the game, but especially when you're making passes, especially when you're trying to throw into those type of windows, or you're taking those type of risks, to make those type of throws. And so you see how that defender, he's right there, but it's just really not a whole lot he can do, unless he's gonna take off on one leg, and he just didn't see the ball. But it's a certain amount of trajectory and a certain amount of touch that's put on these particular passes, especially those post routes right there. If you want to be able to get it over those trailing defenders, but yet still make it land in front of that front side defender, especially if you don't have a comeback route or something over there that's kind of pulling that defender away. Even on the curl routes, that's placement right there. And so it's just touch. You see how the passes you can aim your trajectory. Go get on the Coach DC 404 page, get the trajectory throwing virtual, show you all about that. But the key is, no matter the trajectory I'm throwing it, you see the pass, it has touch on it. It's not that steam bullet pass. And we've just been so brainwashed into thinking for so many years that and I guess on the first gen or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that was the deal. So like even right here, watch this placement and accuracy all day. And the defenders have a hard time playing that more than they have a hard time playing those kind of just throw it to the, I know how they tell y'all on YouTube, just point the stick to the back shoulder and throw the ball and your eye will animate. No. If you're doing that, you're already losing the battle. So it's just a matter of, like, you see how I give my receiver time. I give him time. I put the ball up in the air so that when I click on, I have plenty of time. I'm looking at the spot and I'm actually pacing myself. Same thing we talked about with the running stuff. I'm pacing myself not to arrive to the spot too early because I'm giving myself time. Watch this right here. Same thing. Placement and accuracy. You got to give yourself time. Oh, Drake, that was disgusting. Falcons gonna be hell this year. Yeah, I said it. I'm standing on it too. What y'all want to do? But anyway, it's just like the running thing. It's like it's not, now I ain't saying just go out here and just start lobbing every pass. No. You have to gauge it. You have to gauge, you know what I'm saying, what's needed per pass, where the leverage is, where the defenders are, the front side guys, whatever, especially if you're throwing into windows. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If it's just one-on-one, then you just have to gauge the guy that's guarding you. But my thing is, just understand to give yourself time as an offensive player. You see what I'm saying? That's not just a total lob, but it has enough touch and it gives me time to adjust. Y'all understand? I'm trying to tell y'all something without telling you. But give yourself time to adjust. That's why you see all these catches and you see, I'm not afraid to throw into one-on-one coverage, because a lot of times I give myself time to adjust. Now, when Madden wants to cheat you like they did right there, then that's what they're going to do. I couldn't believe I was out of bounds on that. But again, like two different throws right here. This is a good play by the defender. That's a little bit too far up the field. But still, I still give myself time to adjust to where it won't really be a pick if I get myself in between the defender and the ball. Now, if I do it perfectly, then yeah, those are going to be the results, like quite often, if I go up with timing, if I have the proper animation, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. Congratulations to my boy, man, Clutch. My boy, I just call him Clutch, man. He won the Super Bowl. So, man, congratulations to him. I got to get with him. Man, my man, Jimbo, runner up. Y'all know what it is, man. Season 2 starting soon. Man, get at me. It's your boy, Coach. I'm out.